Imagine becoming a zombie without dying or even realizing that you've turned. Instead, you just have the odd desire to do things you never thought to do before, or don't see any real reason to do. That's what makes Reaper indoctrination so horrifying, the subtlety. While we never see an indoctrination occur during the trilogy, Saren never even realized it happened to him, so it can't be some dramatic and painful experience. It's just a small whisper in your ear that you aren't forced to follow but willingly choose to. Freedom and agency are extremely important to me in almost all aspects of my life, from choosing what I make videos on to what a game will allow me to do. It's something I value above my own life, and while the hell of dystopia is something I could never be able to handle, having someone else decide my freedom is a sickening sentiment. Not forcing me to serve a master I don't want to, but twisting my dreams so I choose to live my life for the sake of someone else. Dreams are at the core of the human experience. If there's nothing you desire in this world, then what's the point of being in it? I've watched people's dreams die and have them lose the will to get up in the morning, but that's not the horrifying part. That would be seeing them wallow in that despair and watching the internet take hold of them and give them a new dream that the old them would have never believed in. The Reapers are far worse than that, because they don't have the mercy to steal your will when it's already gone. They force you to throw it away yourself and subconsciously fulfill their own genocidal desires. You might see it as a mercy that you're allowed to keep your sanity for as long as you remain useful to them, but believe me, a mindless husk would be better even if I'm fully conscious behind my eyes. Then I can at least know that I'm not me anymore, and that there's no point in fighting because I'm already physically dead, and I'm just the ghost of the person that once was. But to deceive a person into thinking that they're still them, that they still have a life to live, that's something I would never be able to handle. But the tragedy is, I'd be forced to take it in stride. Now let's take a look at some specific examples of Reaper indoctrination and examine the different approaches and desires that the inhuman harvesters bestow upon the organic mortals. Something Mass Effect 1 smartly establishes is proving that literally no one is immune to the Reapers, by having them take over the most powerful biotic in the galaxy, Matriarch Benezia. By introducing a spiritual and mystical race like the Asari, you'd expect them to be the ones most resistant to indoctrination. So by having their queen so easily be swayed by the Reapers, it does wonders in building up the threat of these machines, which is what the primary goal of the first two Mass Effects were, something they did so successfully that Mass Effect 3 ends up suffering because of it. Benezia is also the only indoctrinated individual with a personal connection to you or someone you care about, with her being Liara's mother. It creates a sense of tragedy to see someone you care about lose someone that they love, although it's pretty insane that you can kill Benezia before even meeting Liara, but oh well. It could have been more impactful to have someone Shepard cares about become indoctrinated in Mass Effect 3. Maybe if your military strength is too low when you arrive at Earth, Anderson is missing, and you only find him in the final chamber, fully indoctrinated, and Shepard is forced to shoot him. Next up is Saren, who is the most chilling representation of indoctrination, who, like Benezia, shows that literally no one is immune to the Reapers, but he also showcases the deceptiveness behind indoctrination, as Saren is completely unaware as to what he has become. His strong willpower and morals as a Spectre were turned against him and twisted into a puppet of Sovereign, serving a cause he doesn't believe in, with a hypersonic drive to see his mission through. You can actually convince Saren that he's not in control of his life anymore, and his final words are a tragedy. He simply thanks Shepard for giving him the courage to break free of Sovereign. Nothing else in his life comes to mind as the Reaper consumes his sanity, and in a last act of rebellion, he frees himself from the machine's control. The final character I want to talk about is the Elusive Man, who's a haunting parallel for the real-world person I alluded to earlier. That person also developed a similar belief to the Elusive Man regarding superiority, and that belief has led them to do and say insane things. In the same way, the Elusive Man implanted himself with Reaper technology in the pursuit of achieving humanity's dominance in the galaxy. But in his search for power, he ended up being fully absorbed by an ideology that, while also despicable, is much more extreme than the previous. which I of course can't help but see as a haunting commentary on the lives we live today, and I wonder how the real-world person I used to know would react to the person living inside their body today. I'll be back in 2 days. In the meantime, here's a video about why Garrus deserves a spin-off before Mass Effect 4.